So, him and I, hi Fred, we went shopping this morning. Guess where the SD card was? Not in the camera. But anyway, Freddie goes back to work this week. By the time you see this, it'll be a couple of weeks from now. But today we took full advantage to get some of the things that we need. And one thing we needed was dirt. So that comes from Cool Breeze. It's garden soil, because we still have to fill up the 2 raised garden beds and also top up that wooden one. Fred actually repaired that for me, by the way. But they also had one thing we've been waiting for. And we also did another impulse purchase. Yeah, terrible, terrible, terrible. But this is what else we picked up at Cool Breeze Farms. Ta-da! Ta-da! We have got 65 little white spruce trees. Now, they're not the same trees I think that we have. Now that I think about it, I'm really not 100% sure, but either way, we have 65 of them to continue our windbreak. Loud diesel truck. But anyway, we also got 25 sable strawberries for $23.95. Now, yeah, I have a lot of strawberries. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, I know I do have a fair amount of strawberries and not all of them took. We also have the 2 that we started from seed. Out of all of those seeds we started, we only have 2. So we bought more plants. They're going to go out here in the raised garden beds. But let me show you the shopping haul and what we got today. Okay, so this is what we picked up for groceries. Now with Fred going back to work, we are back into the realm of sandwich meat. So we grabbed him some Black Forest ham and some Montreal smoked meat. So these are those gold label ones, and they're still $4 a package. Grab those naturally imperfect apples. So these are 6 pounds. It was $8 for the bag. I mean, Macintosh apples, which is nice. As it says right there, Macintosh apples, which is good. I never thought to check if they were all Macs or not, but that's good. Got a few green grapes for him. I grabbed all those boxes of Life, but he also likes his cornflakes, so we grabbed him for those for before he goes to work in the mornings. We've got these are the sweet and sour strip ribs. These were on sale as well. You see those? These are the ones I'm going to cut up. I'm actually going to put these in the crock pot for supper tonight. So they were half price, by the way, so they worked out to be a little over $5. And this big side rib, it's a big one. It ended up coming out at $7.35 for this massive side rib. That guy's going in the freezer. It's sealed pretty well, so it should be okay for a while. That one, I guess, technically isn't the stock up, is it? Because they're not vacuum sealed. Fred's over there harassing the cat. We have 2 cartons of milk. We have one of the whole wheat Italiano breads, half price. The hamburger buns, which are half price for $3.50. And then the big soft Brizzolio rolls, Italiano, also for half price. Now, when it comes to Fred's lunches, I do tend to use buns, hamburger buns, things like that, because it's just a little bit easier for him to grab and go. And it just works a little easier in a truck. Well, the majority of the time. All right, now in here we have Fred's chips, but this year though, for him, for work, we're going to try and go plastic bag free if we can. So we've got the Rubbermaid take-alongs. There's 4 of those, yeah. 1 for each sandwich. And we also have these little screw lid ones for his cut up apples and his grapes. So hopefully this will work out for us this year. $1.75 for these things here at Dollarama. And the take-alongs, no price tag. They must be free. I'm pretty sure these were $2.50, so that's all right. And I bought a new food saver. Now this is the compact. This is the newer version of the one that I have already, is what I should say. It came with 2 free rolls. Now the reason why that's such a big deal is it was on clearance for $89.99, which, believe it or not, for a food saver is a good price. That same machine sells for $115. It's currently not on sale. Okay? So already I got $25 off the machine. A package of 2 rolls like that is anywhere between $15 and $20. That was the last one that was on clearance. My little old food saver, now it's starting to fail. And I struggled when it came to putting all the chicken and whatnot from that stock up shop that I did. I struggled to get those in the freezer and have them seal really well. But this one will seal better. Now the hard part is it doesn't have that automatic bag cutter in it, which I miss. But that's my own stupid fault. I'm the one that dropped the old food saver and I killed the vacuum. So yeah, if it could have been repaired, I would have been happy. But unfortunately, I'm still going to cut the bags with my scissors, but that's okay. I now have a food saver again that will work. Ah! It's really, really windy out here, so I hope you guys can hear me. So it's been a couple of days since that last little shop, but I thought I'd show you how well the 2 new raised garden beds came out. So this is what we've got when it comes to that garden soil. So what we did is we just put one of our old tarps out and we just literally unloaded the truck. So Fred kind of topped up our old wooden one. These, by the way, these were in the barn, so I can use those for like veggies and things in the future. By the way, check that out. We still have old onions in here. Can you believe that? But anyway, these are the 2 new raised garden beds. Yay! Fabulous. So all the green peppers and the chili peppers are going to go in these 2 beds and in that one. Oh, forgive the second fence line, by the way. We also planted some sugar snap peas. We will just forget that, you know, Tammy forgot to charge up the camera moment. All right, to get back on task. Yes, we filled up the 2 raised beds. Alrighty guys, so what we did is we put just twigs that we have around the house in the bottom of those 2 new raised beds. Filled them up about halfway after that with some compost from out back. Put a layer of cardboard. It's gonna get really windy for a moment. There we go. And then we topped it off with the garden soil. So that's what we did with part of our purchase. Now let's talk about our impulse purchase. That's the strawberries. So we did get all the strawberries back in the 2 raised beds, but let me show you. They're actually coming along really well. There we go. It is amazing how well they took, actually. Now some of these are the older ones, so like this guy here, that's the original, that's an original, but all these and all these are the new ones. And there's a lot of strawberries. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? We also filled in this bed because these are all the originals that we had moved from the old strawberry patch that was up there. And then we just filled it in with all of these new ones. And then of course this guy which is that one that we've had in a pot for the last 7 years until last year. But anyway, yep. So Fred is officially back to work, which isn't too bad. So some days, some nights, some ships, some paving. Hey, when you work for a construction company, you do as you can, right? But anyway, guys, that was, well, our first Fred's back to workshop. Grabbed a couple of the big things like that load of soil, because no offense to our truck, when it's filled like that, it's really quite heavy, and I'm just not overly confident driving it that way. So, mission accomplished. The boy is back to work for the summer, and now I have to figure out what I'm doing when he's not home. Other than the regular stuff. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, dishes, and you guys. Alrighty, guys. I gotta get ready for work, so have a fabulous rest of your day, and we'll see you next time as we continue our simpler life here on PEI. Bye for now.